followed by Alec Cole-Hamilton. Ms White, please.
Thank you very much, Presiding Officer. Like many in here, perhaps not the other side over there, I entered politics because I really do believe in equality and social justice, not to punish the poor and basically reward the rich, which the Tories over here are absolutely doing through the benefit system. I find it very difficult to broach this subject, Presiding Officer, and I want to give you a wee bit of background into why. I'm a member myself of a large family. My mother worked part-time, my father worked, he was 73 years of age. And sometimes we had to rely on free school meals and the help of friends and family as well. And the reason I'm struggling with this barbaric, disgusting, disgraceful policy brought forward by the Tories in Westminster and defended by the Tories across here in the Scottish Parliament, the reason I'm struggling is this policy is really, if it was brought into force when I was born, when my family was born, where would we be now? Where would my family be, my nieces, my nephews, anyone who had more than 2 children? I'll tell you where we'd be. We would be absolutely struggling, poverty-stricken, even though we were hard-working families. And that's why I find it really difficult to speak about this. My extended family and the people who are struggling just now, this will make it absolutely worse than ever. People who are in low employment, low-wage families, many of them, they're no scroungers, they're no on welfare or benefits, they're working hard, really hard. And the Tories over here are punishing them because they're low paid and basically because they're women as well. And I'll go on to give you some statistics about that. And the thing I find really hard to believe, and it's in the documentation as well, if you've got a third child born after 11:59 p.m. on the 5th of April 2017, then that child is going to be brought up in a family that are poorer, that are struggling, and children that are living in abject poverty. A minute either side, and your family and that child is going to be living in abject poverty. And a quote from the Tory amendment, the reason for pushing this forward, Ruth Davison's amendment, it says in their amendment, it notes that the UK government has a duty to manage public finances for future generations. What future generations are they protecting? It's not the future generation of families on low pay, and it's not the future generations of women, because that's who they're absolutely destroying and attacking. And I find it absolutely disgraceful that any political party could think up something quite like this. And I said I'd give you facts and figures about the fact that people are not basically benefit scroungers, as they all seem to think they are. In fact, of all in-work families receiving tax credits, 87% of the recipients are women. For in-work single parents, 94% of the recipients were women. In work, there's a word, in work, not workless, which itself is an absolutely abomination of a word. In work families, women, and all they're doing is getting a little helping hand. But if something happens to them, and I'll go into the rape clause shortly, but I'd like to put this forward as well. Nobody's mentioned this. What happens if you are taking precautions and the condom happens to burst, or you happen to be ill and the pill doesn't work? Does it tell you in this 8-page document what you do then? No, it doesn't. So what happens to these families? What happens to these women who are stuck with that? Have they got to go to their doctor and get a letter saying, oh, I'm sorry, or produce the actual burst condom or something? What happens then? These are things that are absolutely precious to human life. And I'm not talking about kids being born. I'm talking about the right of people of dignity and respect. And these Tories over here are taking it from them, and they're defending that policy. And they should be absolutely ashamed of themselves for not even standing up and sticking up for the ordinary people and women in this country. I wanted to go on to about the rape clause, and lots have been said. In fact, Ruth Davison and Adam Tompkins both practically said the same speech. They both mentioned violated. Don't you think that if you go down to the DWP and you fill in this 8-page form, is that not a violation of women's rights? Is that not a further violation? And yet you talk about, you defend that. I honestly despair. I thought that some of them were decent people, but if you stand by this proposal, there's no decency left in you. Have you read this? Have you seen it even? And I'll particularly talk about Annie Wells. I saw the bit in the paper today when you said you are going to give reasons why you defend this. Annie Wells, you've got relatives that live in the East End of Glasgow. You come from areas yourself where people have got more than 2 children who are living in low incomes. How can you possibly defend this and go out there in the Glasgow constituency and say you stick up for the working people? Do you know what it says? Do you know what it says at the top of this paper? It says here, we believe in equality and diversity. Now, isn't that something, eh? That's what it says in this 8-page form that women who have been raped or have been domestically abused have to fill in. We believe in equality and diversity. Well, I just say to you, you don't believe in anything. All you believe is actually looking after yourselves and the rich, the poor are the ones that are going to suffer, and particularly women as well. Having to prove you're being raped, you should be ashamed of yourselves.